Two men in Brazil, dressed in suits and shrouded by homemade lead masks, are found lifeless on a hillside. No signs of struggle, just a cryptic note and an empty water bottle beside them. In Germany, a snowbound farmhouse reveals a family slain inside, with a single set of footprints leading in, but none out. These are just the opening moves in a pattern that defies every logical explanation. 7 historical mysteries where the evidence doesn't add up and the answers refuse to come. Are these cases the result of hidden cults, unexplainable afflictions, or something more disturbing? The truth is stranger and more elusive than you might think. August 20th, 1966. On a steep hillside above Niterói, Niterói, 2 men lie side by side in the grass, both wearing crisp suits, waterproof raincoats, and homemade lead masks curved to cover only their eyes. Their names are Manuel Pereira da Cruz and Miguel José Viana, electronics technicians from Campos dos Goitacazes, last seen 3 days earlier. Nearby, police find a plastic bag holding their watches and a handful of cash, an empty water bottle, 2 towels, and a small notebook. Inside, a single line: ingest capsules, await signal, protect metals after effect. There's no sign of violence, no wounds, no struggle, just the heat of the Brazilian sun accelerating decay and erasing clues. The autopsy yields nothing. No poison, no trauma, only questions. Investigators learn the men purchased lead sheets and raincoats days before, but never uncover what capsules they took or what signal they waited for. The masks, the note, and the untouched valuables remain. No logical explanation survives. On a cold spring morning in 1922, the Gruber family's remote Bavarian farm sits silent. Days pass, neighbours notice the mail piling up, livestock unfed, and a strange quiet hanging over Hinterkaifeck. When locals finally enter the farmhouse, they find 6 bodies, 3 generations, all killed with a mattock. But it's the clues left behind that deepen the sense of dread. In the weeks before the murders, Andreas Gruber reported finding a single set of footprints in the snow, leading from the forest to the house, but never back out. The new maid quit after just one night, terrified by footsteps and voices coming from the attic. Keys went missing, and a newspaper appeared on the kitchen table, one no one in the family had purchased. After the murders, someone fed the animals and lit fires in the stove. Police searched for suspects, but no one was ever charged. The footprints remain, pointing only inward, as if the killer never left. In the summer of 1518, a woman named Frau Troffea steps into the streets of Strasbourg and begins to dance. She doesn't stop for hours. By the end of the week, dozens join her, men, women, even children, all moving until their feet bleed. City council records count hundreds affected within a month, with some collapsing and dying from sheer exhaustion. Desperate to restore order, officials hire musicians and open guild halls, hoping the dancers will tire themselves out. But the music only fuels the movement. Church chronicles describe crowds swaying in trance, while physicians and priests argue over causes, divine punishment, cursed bread, or something deep in the mind. No one can agree. The rhythm continues, unstoppable, as Strasbourg's streets fill with bodies that cannot rest. February 19th, 1994, Gloria Ramirez, 31 years old, arrives at Riverside General Hospital in California, struggling to breathe. As emergency room staff rush to save her, a sharp, chemical odour fills the air when a nurse draws blood. Oily droplets and a strange haze rise from the syringe. Within minutes, people start dropping. Nurse Susan Kane faints. Dr. Julie Kokinski collapses and later spends 2 weeks in intensive care. In total, 23 staff members suffer nausea, muscle spasms, or blackouts. 5 need hospitalization. Later tests find no poison or infection in Ramirez's blood. The only clue, dimethyl sulfoxide, a pain remedy she used at home. Some scientists think emergency procedures may have triggered a deadly chemical reaction, but no one can prove exactly what happened. The case remains a chilling warning. Sometimes, even the safest places can become scenes of chaos and confusion. June 30th, 1908. In the Siberian taiga, hunters and reindeer herders look up to see a ball of fire tearing across the morning sky. Moments later, a shockwave flattens 80 million trees over 800 square miles. No crater, no meteorite, just scorched earth and silence. Eyewitnesses describe a column of light, heat so intense it burned skin at miles distance, and a blast that shattered windows 200 kilometers away. Scientists arrive years later, expecting to find a massive impact, but the ground holds only tangled forest and traces of melted soil. No debris, no fragments, just a mystery on a planetary scale, written in the scars of the land. Overtown Bridge rises over a quiet Scottish gorge, but for dog owners, it is a place of dread. Since the 1950s, at least 300 dogs have leapt from the same spot, most falling 50 feet to rocks below. Some survive, only to jump again if brought back. Local animal behaviourists, like David Sands, have traced the pattern to one side of the bridge, right where the stone parapet dips and the wind carries the scent of mink and small animals from the undergrowth. Dogs, especially those with keen noses, seem powerless against the invisible call, while owners watch in shock, unable to stop them. Wildlife surveys confirm strong animal trails below, but no one can explain why this bridge, or why so many leaps over so many years. The result is a mystery that unsettles even those who spend their lives studying animal instincts. In October 1958, Jennifer and Gillian Pollock are born, right after the death of their late sisters. As toddlers, they reach for toys their sisters once owned, name places they've never seen, and share birthmarks matching the lost twins. Even their habits echo memories no one taught them, leaving a family and skeptics searching for answers. In 1966, 2 Brazilian technicians were found side by side with lead masks and a cryptic note, "No cause of death was ever confirmed." In 1922, a Bavarian family was murdered, with footprints leading in but none out, and the case remains unsolved. The 1518 dancing plague is recorded in Strasbourg council minutes. Hundreds danced for weeks, yet no medical explanation fully fits. Gloria Ramirez's 1994 emergency room case left staff hospitalized, with toxicology reports still debated by experts. On Overtoun Bridge, over 50 dogs have leapt from the same spot since the 1950s. despite studies pointing only to possible animal scents. The 1908 Tunguska blast flattened 80 million trees, but no impactor was found. The Pollock twins case, documented by medical and family records, still challenges explanation. Across decades and continents, files, eyewitness accounts, and physical evidence provide details, but the core questions persist. Despite advances in science and investigation, these 7 mysteries remain open, reminders that even today, not every answer can be found in the archive.